because we were both puzzled. And the truth was that even if we both dropped dead at our computers that night, no one would notice but from our families. So put it all in context, you know. Yes, it's good for you to work and get experience and do something that you feel is challenging and rewarding. For me, I like it because it gets me to have a good sense of how and why companies either succeed or otherwise. To me, that was the main motivation. The money obviously helped, but that was not the key motivation. And in fact, that's why I left. I left the investment industry to go to finance. And then eventually I went to Khazanah, which was a happy coincidence of doing investments, but also for a much more meaningful outcome, i.e. for something that hopefully for the good of the country. So I think at the end of the day, you need to have your heart in it as well. So don't just look at something just for the monetary rewards. I like the question that was asked at the start on coaching. It's actually something that was very big one. I personally admit that I've benefited significantly from this. But it's also something that, to me personally, I think it's more of an art rather than a science. And it's more luck sometimes rather than something that you can go and then do. I've been lucky that, in my years of working, I've gotten to know people who were ahead of me, who were more experienced than me, who were willing to spend time and help me understand the challenges I was facing, give me advice. And I think this is what all of you should try and find. A figure that can help and give advice to you. It doesn't have to be someone that is so successful or so much senior than you are, but someone who maybe has been ahead of you, that's gone around that corner before you, to give you advice. I mean, actually, with Zafo, we used to do this. I mean, we used to consult each other about career moves, about moving to a new job, taking a new role. I was lucky that, for instance, some of the people that I now work for used to be colleagues of mine who also helped to give me advice in terms of trying to navigate this balance between work and personal life. So I think it goes just beyond work. It also can help you with this own personal decisions. And this is something that I believe in terms of giving back as well. All of you, inshallah, will be successful. And when you are, getting the taste of success, however you define it, do also look to engage with people who are just coming into their careers to help them along. This is something that I enjoy doing, primarily because it's really good to have a sense that people are also grappling with the same issues that you used to grapple with, and try to share with them your own experience. I see a friend here who I've been talking a lot to this past couple of months. He was in New York, he wanted to come back to Malaysia, and he wasn't sure, was it the right time, or was it something that you should think about later. I don't know whether I'm coach to him, but we spent a lot of time talking about this, and I'm glad to see that he's back here and working for school. And I think these are the things that would be very, very much a part of the experience. And this last point I made, I think it ties into this point about working abroad or coming back. I think there's no easy answer to that. The reality is actually Malaysia will be what you make of it. So if you have the opportunity to work abroad, I'm all for it. In fact, at Khazanah, one of our approaches is actually, if we have people that we sponsor for undergraduate education, if they get opportunities to work abroad, why not? Again, I keep on saying this, we're a small country. We want to expand our human capital base, our talent base. I don't think there's any harm in people working and getting experience internationally. And if one day they decide that they want to come back and contribute back to the country, when the day or the time is right for them to do that, they will make a decision on their own. And I see a lot of people actually in this room. I see Montadina that who I know used to work overseas as well. I see Nick here. And I think this is something that all of you need to consider from your own personal perspective as well. If you think you really can make it and be something, make something of yourself in New York, in Dubai, or wherever it may be, go. This is the time. Especially when you're young, not much commitments, do it. Whether you stay or you come back is something that you will have to decide. If your heart is in the right place and you think you want to contribute back to this country, you will make a decision to come back. And I've seen many, many people who do this. And the reality is, it's not a new trend. Look down south, Singapore, more than half of the investment managers there are Malaysian. More than a quarter of the doctors there are Malaysians. Whether they come back to Malaysia, they will not, it's a different story. But I think in the long run, it's still a benefit for Malaysia as people that we have get the best and the broadest experience possible.
So sorry if I'm yeah. I think it's a very relevant issue. We as young graduates, we want to know that there's something for us back home. And so, what about Mr. Ruben and Tuksafar? Do you think corporate Malaysia is ready to provide this avenue for this young, sometimes accused of overzealous young graduates?
I think it depends on your field of study and what you want to do. I think if you are for me, I can speak on financial sector. It wouldn't be. I have to be brutally honest. I think you'll be better off not coming back yet. I think Ahmad will agree with me. Malaysia, in the context of the financial sector, is very small. We are even smaller than Singapore, and you know what stock market is doing now and how we're growing backwards. But on talking about the financial sector, if you get an opportunity to work abroad, I think you should take it. When you come back, or if you come back, I think that's totally up to you. I personally believe that this is a personal call. If you think you can contribute, or if you think there's a better opportunity back home, then I think you should come back. I've got friends who came back, and I've got friends who are still there. Investment banking, you will do much better for the first 5 years abroad.
I think corporate expects more than just investment banking and financial services. In the industry that you are, Mr. Ruben, how do you think young corporate executives can benefit from returning and expanding their career? People from other fields, for example, not just from financial services sector.
I think from a financial point of view, I agree with the other gentlemen. You're probably better off somewhere else. That's because, from that field, we're not really the best. Let's not kid ourselves. I think for a lot of other sectors, I'm not going to pretend and say that Malaysia offers the best wages either. For a lot of other sectors, be a doctor or lawyer or any other field, I think wages are higher in Dubai actually. Wages are definitely higher in London, wages are definitely higher in New York. But the question, there are 2 points